on way faster than I'm expecting it to. Hi, I'm back. Is it on? There it is. Okay. It's been a little bit. I'm going to pull my hair up. I haven't been able to wear my little hairpiece in a long time. My hair, I call it my lighting is so bad today. Let's try this guy. I need to get new lights. My hair, my little this is a rat tail area, the base has outgrown my halo, and we're just gonna, this is who I am. And so usually, why is this? Oh, my daughter's been playing in my makeup. Gosh, so much has changed in weeks as why I've been gone. We've had our world not turn upside down. That's probably being a little bit dramatic, but everything's different. I feel like I need to, let's see here. Does that help? That must help, right? Sorry, it's a gloomy day and on the Oregon coast. But we're going to do our eyes first. I've been playing with Dream a lot lately. And it's a beautiful color. I love it. It's really versatile, where I feel like, God, I nicked my face. I have so many problems. I feel like it can go on so many people and look so different. Like chai. For me, chai doesn't show up on my skin. So when people ask for a swatch of chai, I can't wear chai. It does not show. But I have a friend, Brittany, who a lot of people here, I think, follow Brittany Parker. I always call her Mrs. Parker because she's a teacher. And she wears it and it looks beautiful. And I'm like, but she could also wear Bare Lip and Cheek, which I believe is limited edition. But she could wear Bare as a blush. I can't. I could probably wear it as a highlight. But I shaved my face the other day and I look like a 12-year-old boy trying to learn how to shave. Boy, howdy. But I have a lot of really fun and exciting things coming. I am trying out a new skincare. This is not a result. I haven't gotten it yet. Okay. Oh, perfect. Okay. Yes. All right. Sorry. God, everything's changing. But I'm trying a new skincare. I'm not going to say the brand, but I'm going to give it 3 months of me. I want to give it 3 months of me trying it. I've seen the results. I'm not good with ingredients and knowing ingredients and what they do and all that stuff. And I don't want to hear anything negative about it, which is why I'm not saying the brand, but I am going to get started on my face. I want to try this out because my friend has been using it for years. And just from seeing her, I've seen she had stuff like I have stuff like scarring, hyperpigmentation, and her skin changed. And I asked her, I said, is this like lasers, peels, facials, microderms, like all that stuff? Is that a part of your skincare? She said, no, it's been the skincare. So I ordered it. It's getting here this week. So this is not a result of that. I love my Saint skincare. Can I talk? But I need to turn on my do not disturb. Stand by. Stand by, stand by, stand by, stand by. Do not disturb. Perfect. Perfect. Sorry. Okay. So I love my Saint skincare, but it's not a skincare regimen that's going to fix. I know there's people that show pictures of it. I've talked to other artists. Katie Moyer is wonderful at understanding ingredients. Saint skincare is great in the sense of it's really good at cleaning your skin. My cystic acne and my breakouts have gone way down using Saint skincare. My issue is my discoloration. We all know I don't love it. And I cover it, and I do great with sharing about how to cover all the things, but I would love to not have the things. And so I'm trying this skincare. I'm going to give it 3 months. I'm going to be doing weekly shorts. So the little quick videos, I'm going to do weekly shorts. The day I receive it is the day I'll start doing it. And so it'll be a week after that to show you 1 week to the second week. And then we'll do 1, 2, 3, and then back to 1 and 3, 1 and 3. I want to show and see if we're seeing a difference, and I want input. So I don't know if you have hit subscribe, notifications, do please, and maybe help me see if there's changes. And I think you should give all skincare. Makeup is skincare. a fair shot. And I think 3 months is a good amount of time to give. All right. Getting into my makeup. Is there a color people want to see? Say hi if you're here. I'm going to play with Dreams some more. I used Gigi with it the other day, and it was so pretty. And one of the things I've been talking about with people is, actually, let's just do it with Drift, because Drift is my favorite. And I think you should stick to what you like. Ooh, no, let's do Moscow. Somebody used Moscow the other day. And I was like, I don't use Moscow enough. So let's take out Gigi, put in Moscow. I have cocoa in here because I think it's just great for smoking things out. And we're going to do Moscow, which is kind of like Kiss. So here is Dream. Here is Moscow. And I think it's very similar to Kiss, which is not available anymore. So we're going to give it a whirl because Dream and Kiss went so well together. I want to see. All right. We're going to go in. I'm going to be using my... I don't know what brush this is. You're right. We do need them on the brushes. It's a brush. It's got a big dense end like the smudge brush, but then it's got a fluffy end. And I will think of the name of it. Blur brush. In a minute. But we're going to take this Dream color. I do my eyeshadow first. And I'm going to do my makeup in the mature skin way. Because, oh, good morning, Brandy. Okay. I am so sorry that I haven't been live. Okay, here's the deal. I homeschool my girls. I don't homeschool them. I took our guest room. I stripped that puppy down to the bare bones and painted the walls, the ceiling, changed out the light fixtures, and I turned it into a formal classroom. Like that was a formal classroom. It had a classroom table, a reading chair. It had curriculum. It had pencils, water, dates, calendars, all the things. Hired a beautiful teacher. She was the greatest teacher. Like the way she spoke, she turned into almost like a character. She was engaging and she was amazing. And then we very abruptly had to stop homeschooling. And we're very upset about it. Like we're sad. We did homeschooling not out of want and passion for it. We did it out of necessity. Our daughters did a school that had a very unique method to teaching. And that method doesn't work for everybody. It's a beautiful school. It's a Waldorf method. And it's a beautiful school with a beautiful method and a message. And it was incredible. And for the right kids, it's the best experience. And if you're not the right kid for that kind of learning, it doesn't work. And so our daughters are really behind. So we homeschooled to try to catch them up to put them into public school. Well, this has ended abruptly, like school Tuesday, over Wednesday. And so everything stopped on my makeup. I tried my best. I tried my very best. I could not get to here on Mondays for 2 weeks. All right, we're taking Moscow and I'm using my finger. This is more of a rust than a bright. That's what I'm going to say about this one. So Kiss is just much more fresh and bright. So if you got Kiss, I would definitely recommend Kiss over Moscow. This is very pretty, but it's not the same look. So anyways, we're converting our classroom back to a guest room. It's kind of snowballed into all these things. So I used a tinkle razor, believe it or not, Jacqueline. I'm not a big fan of tinkle razors because it had the guard. Walgreens had some really good ones because it was a straight blade. But I just nicked the tar out of myself, and I can't believe I did it with a guard on it. But I use tinkle razors. I like Schick. I like the Walgreens ones. I only shave my face twice a month, and I usually don't do it the week before my little friendly visitor because it makes my skin break out. I don't think I have sensitive skin, but I think anytime you're getting all hormonal and crazy, I get completely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs before, which I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs the last 2 days. But I don't usually, but it was in a bad way. I don't like the texture of my makeup when I have my facial hair. I don't have a beard. I'm not turning into like the wolf man here by shaving my face. I think that that's not true. Like if you shave your face, it's going to grow back thicker and darker. I think with age, definitely into my 40s, I've gotten these 3 hairs just right here, right at the base of my nose that have started growing, but I'm not getting like full beard all anywhere else, but it does get fuzzy. And when the sun hits it with my makeup, I don't like the texture of makeup-y hair. That sounds so gross. But I use a tinkle razor and I shave my face maybe twice a month. I'm not regimented with like every Monday I shave my face. Um, so there's that. Uh, so okay, I like Moscow. I'm not gonna lie. I think I prefer my tummy. I prefer Kiss. I haven't had breakfast yet. I've been up since 5:15. Oopsies. And this is cold coffee. But I've been running. I've been training. I'm running in Boston. I'm doing a 5K. Okay, let's do our eyeliner. But one of the conversations I was having with somebody, she was asking me about under eye darkness. I'm going to get into makeup talk. But anyways, homeschool's done. The girls are in public school and I'm converting the room and it's been kind of a hellstorm around that house. I've been very sad and going through mourning and all the stages of grief of losing. I loved my homeschool room. Oh my God, I loved my homeschool room. I put so much work into it and I really wanted this to work and it could have. And I'm so sad and I'm sad. So, anyways, I've been going through all that. I'm not crying. Don't worry. Today, we don't cry. Okay. This is a Monday. We don't cry. I'm done crying about it. But I had to talk about makeup. I had somebody who has very severely dark. I mean, it's the whole area of under eye darkness. And they would show me pictures after they put their makeup on. You could tell there was zero color correcting, which is fine because I feel like color correcting hasn't been a thing until the last few years. And finding what works for you is different for everyone. What works for me would definitely not work for her. I think Frenchie would have turned her, it was a very deep blue, dark under eye. I mean, it was this whole area. And I think Frenchie would have almost turned it greeny colored. Anyways, and so we were talking about, but when she showed me a picture of her with makeup on, I could tell that she did her makeup, her eye makeup last. And I really wanted to talk about, I was like, I'm going to talk about this on Monday. Not going to lie, I tried a tutorial yesterday. It was too long, will not watch. And I thought I got off base and I need to redo it. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to talk about it on my live because I feel like that's one thing that a lot of people don't get is why we do our, oh, what do I have on my finger? It's all black now. We don't talk about why we do the eye makeup first. A lot of my tutorials, I do my eye makeup last, and that's simply for the sake of I did a face tutorial and then I did an eye tutorial, and I think eye makeup looks best when your whole face is on. So that's why I do it in reverse. But typically on a basis, I say do your eye makeup first because when you have colors like a light brown like this and then it falls out. So for me, I have this orbital bone and mine comes up, I feel like high, I don't know, but my eyeshadow will fall out here, especially if I'm using cocoa and I'm smoking out. If I'm using something like Dream that's a nice light brown, it will deepen the tone under my eye and make it look darker than it is. And so if I do my eye makeup first, I can wipe it off, clean it up, and it's nice. I'm going to take my etch brush. I've gotten better about getting my brushes right here where I need them, but I'm going to take my etch brush. I'm going to go into Cocoa. I would do Philly if it was available. I don't know when it's coming back in stock, but when it does, trust me, I'm going to be telling everybody. All right. We're going to use the small end of this etch brush, and I am going to just go along my lash line right here, and I'm just going to build this up. But when you're using a color like Salem, which is black, Trust, Coal, Cocoa, Philly, all of them, it's going to have some kind of fallout, and it will darken under your eye. And so if you do the makeup first, it's going to mix in with the makeup, and that makes it a million times harder to clean up. And it also mixes in, and then you pile on more makeup, which creates texture. So just do your eyes first and then go in. And then I'm going to be using, I've been really liking my liquid liner again. So I'm going to show about that because I have to draw a pretty wide, I tip my head and I let my skin, I hate the way I describe my skin. I let my skin stretch out. And then once I come back and reset, it comes down to a nice tidy wing. And I feel like that's a mature skin issue. So you can take this end of the brush, Maybe I'll try that because yesterday I did my liquid liner with it and liked it. But I'm just using cocoa right now just to smoke out and add a little extra. Okay, there we go. So I've just added cocoa above and below. I am going to grab Salem. I don't like keeping Salem in a lot of palettes when I'm using it. I like to keep it loose because I poke it, it can crumble a little bit, and that I'm not gonna, anyway, there we go. All right, so we're taking the etch brush, we're gonna go in on this end, and this is why I do it all first. So we're gonna take some setting spray. When it falls out, it's just gonna make a mess. So do your eye makeup first. I feel like I've gotten my point across. All right, have a small mirror, grabbing this edge, and this is how I load it. Gosh, I tap and flip and tap it off. All right, we're gonna take this, and if you tip your head, you can make it more dramatic, but I stamp because my lids, I'm getting some texture the older that I get. I don't know how well you can see it because it's eyelid texture. The lash line is extra wrinkly, and I like that for shimmer because it makes it look a little more flecky. But when it comes to eyeliner, I prefer stamping if you're going to be using eyeshadow with it, and it's just a little easier to get into where you want to get in. And I just use the corner of this brush. This brush gives you the ability to have a lot of control. And then I'm always aware of my crease. The way that mine comes down pretty harsh, not harshly, but it definitely doesn't come straight out like a lot of people's where it's like this. Mine comes down. You see that? So I don't like my eyeliner to go above or through my crease because it pushes it down and gives it this weird swoop that I think drags my eye down. So I keep my wing within my crease, if that makes sense. And then you can grab your finger and you can use your nail to clean it up and sharpen it. And that's how I'm going to do it. But if I rest, you see how it changes the way your skin settles? We'll call it settled skin. The way my skin settles changes the wing. And so keeping that in mind when you're practice, it's makeup. It washes off. And so practice using it. I'm going to stop right here, and then I'm just going to add a little bit to this inner edge right there. And this is going to give, once I put my mascara on, the illusion that it goes all the way across. Makes sense in my head. Makes sense in my head. So I'm going to go here and here. If you need to respray, and then stamp. And I don't know. It's kind of looking at both. It's like eyebrows. They're sisters, not twins. They're never going to be exactly the same, but I prefer stamping over anything else. I don't like to move my skin, and I want to press it so it has more of a straight line rather than a skin texture line. Because as I've gotten a little bit older this year, I turned 43 this year, or I guess last year, and because it was in November, my skin has been going through a change, and it's really not making me very happy. Do you see how they're not exactly the same? So we're gonna work with this here. Ugh, take that finger, clean it up. There we go. Boom. That's about as close as I can get it right now, I think. Eyes take the longest, and it really burns my biscuit because I just want quick makeup. All right. I am going to take my mascara, and we're going to check out the eyes. I don't think you should ever judge your eyeshadow if you're doing it first until your makeup's on. You could always tweak it and touch it. I'll probably add Kiss to this because it's spring, and I feel like Moscow's more of a fall orange shimmer, and Kiss is more of a spring summer. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. You can tell me if I'm wrong. I don't care. It's my face, and you should be wearing your makeup for you, not for anybody else. Anybody who tells you, this is one of my biggest pet peeves. Oh, I forgot to do my inner edge on that other eye. when somebody's like, you looked better before makeup. Well, I don't feel that way. And my makeup's for me. And I think that's kind of a mean comment to tell somebody. I've had somebody say it to my face. I was doing my makeup on the airplane once, and I had a man tell me I looked better before. And I was younger then, and in my 20s. And it really bothered me in a sense of I felt like I had let them down. And then I never saw them again because they were on an airplane. And I let somebody who I would never ever see again bother me. And that's kind of my aha moment where I was like, I don't wear this for anybody else. Why would I change a makeup that I like, that makes me feel good? Because that's all makeup does, is it feels good. And why would I change the way I do my makeup because of somebody who I have never ever seen again? I'm going to take the zoom out, don't worry. But that was just my aha moment when somebody, and I still have people, and I get it. I put my videos up publicly on YouTube for anybody to see, and anybody can comment, and people love to say whatever the heck they want when they're on their phone. And I'm okay with it. I've gotten a bit of a thicker skin. I don't think people need to be as hateful as they are, but whatever, to each their own. They've got something else going on. What did I want to do? Oh, edge. I wanted to just go right here and just add that little, oh God, I blinked. Did I screw it up? No, okay, perfect. Okay, so adding that mascara just kind of gives the illusion it goes all the way across. So that's what I do. All right, let's do our face because that's really all anybody wants to see. I'm actually going to stay zoomed in. I lied. We'll do brows last because I always mess them up. But when you're doing your makeup and you've been messing with colors, a little bit will fall out and you can sweep it across. If you have darkness under your eyes, I don't care. Lick your finger, wipe it off. Who cares? It's your face. You can do that, okay? But clean up under your eyes to help with that darkness under your eyes, because what it's going to do is it's going to accentuate your already darkness under your eyes. But also, if you have maturing under eyes like mine, it's not bad, I know, but I'm 43 and I'm getting a little bit more. It's coming down right over here. And so if I do my makeup last, it falls into those fine lines and it gets in with that makeup as I talk and smile, and it can accentuate and overshadow your creases, and it makes your eyes look deeper and more mature. So clean up under your eyes. I like to go in with balm afterwards. So I'm going to grab my palette and we are going to go into balm. I use the peach balm. The scent doesn't bother me. I love the smell of it. If scent bothers you, get the unscented one. And I'm going to bring this up and out. And this helps with my fine lines. And it helps with the texture of using a color that's a touch too light for my skin because I'm trying to brighten my under eye to have a more youthful look. And so by adding the balm, it creates a nice slick surface and it doesn't crease. You don't want a lot. And I just work this around because it's also really hydrating and nice for your under eyes. It's also really good for your lips. I really like it. But I'm going to tap. I like tapping this more than smearing it. I feel like I get a little more control over how much goes where. I tap it around and then I swoosh it out. I don't know. But this has been a big game changer for me with my under eyes because it reduces the texture of my skin. I like the look of a skin texture, but I don't want to accentuate the bad parts of the texture, like the fine lines or the hollow, like this hollow. This is an orbital bone with an eyeball. This is my hammock. Everybody has this. I use my brightening to camouflage it, and I use the balm to camouflage it also. But it's still there. It just depends on where I'm tipping my head. Keep that in mind. All right, we're going to go in and we're going to do some color correcting. I'm going to use my setting spray. My skin's been a bit dry because last week I slept in my makeup. You wouldn't think it would affect my skin so much, but it did. So I'm going to spray my face. I'm using Urban Decay because I have oily skin. And I'm going to use that to prep my face. And while it's still a bit damp, I'm going to correct. Oh, look at what I did to myself. What's wrong with me? I'm going to go into my Aspen while my face is still a bit damp. We're going to go in using the blend brush on the small end. And I'm going to go through and we're going to mute this redness. I'm still going to see my problems. I've got redness above my brow here. In my old acne, cystic acne scarring, my 12-year-old I shaved my face nicks. We're going to mute the redness. This broken capillaries, redness around my nose. We're going to correct it. Now, understanding correct versus covering. Correct, covering. That's the two sides of my palette here. This is just going to mute the tone, put a veil on. This should be sheer. You should still see your problems. If your face is gray, you've turned your face, it's too much. But also remember, you're going to be putting this stuff on too. Good morning, Desiree. So we're going to take this and we're going to cover. God, I can't believe I did this to myself. But anyways, okay, so I've added Aspen and we're just going to feather this over and you're going to see it turn lighter. Does that make sense? Lighter. We're going over the crease right over here and it just dulls it. Okay, we're dulling it. We can still see the breakouts. I also have hyperpigmentation coming in. I'm very excited about this new skincare that I'm going to try to see how it goes. We're going to be doing videos, we're going to be doing pictures, and I'm going to be showing you weekly. And if I get the results, I'll tell you the name of the product. But I do want to say you're going to hopefully start seeing a difference. So tapping in, we're going to go over my scratches, cuts, and we're going to mute the redness around my mouth. We're still going to see the cuts because I'm so dumb, but they're muted. They're not fiery. Fiery. Fire red, muted red. Okay? Fire red, muted red. Mute it. Red, mute. The other great thing about it is it's dense. And I talk about this all the time. When I put my Aspen on and I put my suede on, it's dense. So it's also going to let my makeup cover it and stay. It's going to hold it on because of the density. And I'm just putting that on nice and muted. Do you see? It's weird the way it just, you're like, it's not doing anything. And then you're like, oh, it did something. That's good stuff. And it's not gray and it's not creating a texture. My kids gave me a cold. All right, now I'm going to go in, and I've been really loving this combo. So I've got my suede lip liner and Nova. And Nova, I'm not big into bronze right now because I'm so fair that it makes my skin look orange. If I put bronzer anywhere on, even if it's just right here, it makes my whole face pull orange. So I've been using suede and Nova together to, one, camouflage my hyperpigmentation that's growing like ivy, but it also gives me a dewy glow of underpainting some, it's got a tint to it. So this is Nova. And it has a tint to it, but do you see how it also has a shimmer to it? So it's sheer, because I'm not putting it on this thick, but it creates this really pretty underpainting. What did I put on my face here? What is that? All right, what is that? Oh, it's just fuzz. Okay. Let's see. New freckles. Cool. Okay. We're popping this around, just around the eye. And it's getting that hyperpigmentation, and it's giving me that nice, look at how pretty that is. And then we can put the makeup on over top, and it works together. I love it. And it doesn't turn me a shade of orange. I don't look like an Oompa Loompa. All right. Suede, Nova, going around this big boy right here, and then up, bing, bang, boom, around. I do this side more for balance. This is my bad side. This is the side that has most. This is also my driver's side car side. But when you're doing this, it just creates a really pretty glow. If you have rose gold, honestly, Nova's my favorite. But if you have any other cream illuminators, pearl, honey, rose gold, what are the other ones? I don't know. I mean, they're not that far off from each other. Which one is this one? Angel. You've got rose gold, angel, honey, pearl. I don't even know what these ones, I think these ones are all limited. Oh, glow. Glow's pretty. I would say that's more of a summery one, but it's a little bit darker than Nova. So we're putting that on. It's camouflaging this color. And now we can go in and do our makeup. I've been liking the buff brush, and I'm kind of having an issue with my highlight. I'm not Athens. It's a little too dark, and I feel like Candlelit pulls a little too light for me. I want to use both, but I hate mixing. But my neck and my face it's always a different color. So my neck is always lighter than my face. So I've been using a mix of my main and my brightening Candlelit and white peach together to bridge my neck instead of doing that with the bronzer. I'm going to use the big end of the buff brush, and I'm going to go into Candlelit. Now, I did a reverse last week where I did my contour first and then I filled it in. I like that method, but with my scarring, I prefer giving it a little extra coverage. You've been mixing Candlelit and Aura. So Candlelit and Aura are very same level, but it's cool versus warm. And so for me, Aura pulls a little too orange, light orange for me. So I love those two colors together because it makes it a really great neutral. So that's awesome. But I'm going to take Candlelit and I'm going to bring it down here, and I'm going to just chisel out this and bring it up. Then I'm going to bring it to the crease of my nose. Sorry. Bringing it around my mouth. Getting that redness that I corrected, and I stipple. This is a way, okay, so if you swirl, you're going to get more of a lighter coverage, and if you press it in, you're going to get a little more of a fuller coverage. It's same brush, but if I swirled it, it'd go on lighter, it'd smear it around, pick it up a little bit more. I like the stipple method, and I just put this only where I need it, around my cuts, and on my scarring, my redness, and then I balance out my hyperpigmentation down here. And then I can bring it down. Okay? I like that you can almost puzzle piece this makeup on. It's really nice. And I don't put it anywhere else. You can, if you, I'm so torn on what I want to say here. There's two ways you can do your under eyes. Maybe I'll do that. Okay, let's do that. I'm going to do correcting on one side, and I'm going to use my main highlight on another. So we're going to take, do you see how I have all this discoloration right here? We're just taking that Candlelit, I'm going to chisel this out, and we're going to bring this down, going over my scarring with Candlelit, going into the crease, and then I'm going to bring it up a little higher under this eye. And I'm going to use my main highlight as a corrector. So if you're wanting to try this, let's do a color match, and let's talk about what you want out of your makeup. I have a form, it's linked in the description, and there is a box for you to tell me your concerns. And if you don't want to do color correcting, I like using Frenchie because it's a great blush color. It works with my scarring. It's a great lip color. It's a good neutral mixed with your contour. I love Frenchie because it does more than one thing. And it's $16 and it's big. You can do Demi also. That's an option too. I have a tutorial for it. Comment if you want a link to it. It is in there, but I have over 400 videos. It's hard to find. So I'll find it. I'll link it for you if you want to see it. But it's Frenchie versus Demi. And it's a great tutorial. But I also think you could use your main highlight. So I'm just going to bring this down, pulling this down, bringing this up. And this is just balancing the skin, okay? It comes together. Trust the process. All right, so I'm going to go in on the small end of the buff brush into my main highlight here. And I have that balm, you can kind of see it. And we're just going to bring this all the way up, going lightly. Okay, we're just going to go over my darkness. I'm not getting all this over here. I'm just doing my under eye. Just like that. Okay. Vera Cream Concealer under your eyes. You're really liking it. It doesn't crease. That's awesome. Do you pair it with balm at all? I used Our cream under my eyes and on one eye, and then I took Tarte Shape Tape under the other eye, but I used the balm with it on both, and I would say they were actually comparable. I would say if you like those concealers, NARS, what was a popular one? I meant to actually do a comparison with this one, the Can't Stop, Won't Stop. I got it. It's still not opened. And I think any concealer is great if you prep it with balm. Use the balm with, yes. Okay, cool. I think, oh, cool, Frenchie and O1. I want to play with that. Okay, main highlight under the eye right there. And so this canceled it out. And it cleaned up and made my smokiness real nice. There we go. All right. Under this eye, I'm going to add my Frenchie like I always do. So this is Frenchie. It's a peachy tone. I'm going to pick it up with my finger, and I'm going to go and I'm going to do this. I'm going to do my brightening last. But I'm going to, so it does two things, okay? You've got your darkness corrected. It's a shade of peach. Over here's my main highlight, and it's canceled. All right. Now we're going to go in and do the regular stuff. All right, I'm going to use Cedar Contour. I like this one because I have hyperpigmentation, especially with this fella right here. And it's great with freckles. It's great with, if you have that sun damage that looks like freckles, Cedar works really well with it because it doesn't pull it through. Indigo, people, before Cedar was around, people would get indigo because it went with their skin, but it would pull through and deepen those spots. All right, so then Cedar came along and the end for me, the end. All right, so we're grabbing Cedar. I'm using the detail brush. It's my favorite, and I'm going to go over here and over here. I don't think your contour needs to be this big drastic dirt mark on your face. I think you can go light and still get here's the thing. When you see people take these little brushes and draw these really dramatic dark lines, and when you're using cedar, olive, ash, stone, and you're making those deep marks, that's a lot of product. And then you're blending it down and you're taking it away. Save the product and just lightly apply it and build it up. I like using cedar. I like using stone because they have a little touch of warmth to them. And again, I'm not using Bella Bronzer. That's my favorite. I've tried High Tide. I've tried Tan Lines, and it just doesn't check the boxes the way Bella does. All right. I've even tried the Icon. And what's the other one? Cinnamon is really close to Bella if it's ever sold out, but it's fine. Okay. There's my contour. All right. There's the contour on my forehead. We're going to grab it again. I live on the edge of this brush. This is your brush. If you're new to contouring, this is the brush you want to play with. We're going to go right over here. I hang mine pretty far back because I don't have that. I have a little bit of definition when I smile, but when I'm resting my face, there's not a lot of definition. So I hang mine a little bit back and I underblend it. You want it underblended. Grab it again. We're going to go right over that pigmentation spot and we're going to hang it back. We're not coming in past the outer corner of this eye. And I come up that temple just a little bit, just like that. It's all going to come together, I promise. Grabbing that edge again, and we're going to go down the top sides of the nose here. This is where this straight edge comes in handy a lot. And we're going to follow that to your brow. This is why I do my brows last, because this is where I get them all messed up. But I push towards that natural brow, and I stay on the top side. It's okay if you go all the way over. Don't worry about it. Grabbing a little more, we're going to square off the tip, because that's how I like my nose. You don't have to do that. Contour, go look on Pinterest and look up contours based off of face shapes. Now, I'm not saying your face fits in a box. I'm saying try the different shapes. I don't know what shape I am. Some days I'm a heart, sometimes I'm an oval, sometimes I'm a big old circle. Try them all. Find the one that you like on your face, and that's the right one. That's it. But I like putting it on the sides, bringing it together if I need to. Squaring off the tip makes it a little shorter, and I don't want to accentuate this. I don't know. It's just how I like my face. Taking the small end, and I'm going to pinch it, and I'm going to grab my brightening, and then I'm going to go. I've seen people take contour or bronzer, and they turn their whole nose this dark brown. Again, it's the same as what I was saying up here. That's so much product you're blending away. Save the product, especially that Charlotte Tilbury, what is that thing? It looks like a tube and then it has a sponge at the end. I heard those things are barely full, but also if you're putting all that on and you're blending it, save that product. It's expensive. I would very lightly do it, but I'm just going to tap this out on I prefer the tapping, sweeping, like that. All right, I'm going to take what's left. I'm going to go right in the middle, see if I need to add more. Your brightening, see how the light's reflecting off my forehead? All I'm doing is accentuating that right here. We're accentuating the pretty things. We're accentuating the reflecting light. We're accentuating our natural shadows. That's all we're doing, grabbing. I go very light. Your brightening highlight should be about 2 shades lighter than your natural skin tone. And so we're just accentuating an area that's already very nice and very pretty. I covered my scratch. And then I'm going to push this up towards that contour, and as they merge together, it creates balance. I've got balance, I've got coverage, I've got dimension. And I've only got my contour right here and my brightening here. Boom. Isn't that pretty? I can do a forehead. Like, I'm really good at foreheads. I don't mean to brag, but I'm good at foreheads. But I would say my nose on my face is probably the hardest part. Just getting a little extra coverage on that scratch. I don't do a lot with Demi. I don't get it. I think Demi's a standalone color. I've done it with my under eyes. I have, and I like it. I just think Frenchie or your main highlights faster. And I'm all for like, get it in, get it out. I know I'm on here a long time, but I also talk a whole lot on these because we're teaching and we're learning and we're playing. Okay. All right. Now we're going to go in. What am I going to do next? I'm going to do a little bit of my jawline. So I tap a little bit and I'm going to go right here just to try to chisel this out a little bit. This is when I do in-person makeup, which I don't get to do very often. This is probably everybody's favorite part, is this part right here. And we just get that jawline. It just chisels it a little bit. It's not that big dramatic turning your whole neck. I don't get those videos. I don't get them. It's just me. Okay. What's next? What are we doing next? We're going to do cheeks. I've been playing with my blush a lot lately, and I'm going to mix Baby Watermelon and Frenchie together, but I'm going to use a fluffy brush. And I've been loving applying my blush this way lately. And honestly, if you have a full collection of a bunch of blushes, swirl this through all of them. It's really pretty. But you just tap through both of them, put it on, smile, because you want to see where this part right here is if you're older like me. And you're going to start at the top, and you're just going to kind of flick it up, bring it down, and flick it up, bring it down, flick it up, bring it down. Grab some more. I'm going to go right here. We're going to flick it up, bring it down, we're going to flick it up, bring it down. And that's how I've been really enjoying putting my blush on. Now, it gets a little out of hand up here, but that's why I do my under eyes last. All right, so I have Frenchie here, and I have my main highlight here. And now I'm going to go in with my blend brush, and we're going to grab the brightening. I'm going to do my Frenchie side first. So I always bring mine down right here, and then I follow underneath that trough on that orbital bone, and I can clean it up, and then I'm just going to bring it up lightly. Less is more under your eyes, and I'm going to tap. I mean, it's not clumping. It doesn't even look like I got anything on the brush, and that's the point. You want it to be look at how it just blurs it up. Tap a little more right here, and I tap, and it just really nicely comes together. God, I hate when my nose is all gross, but kids. And then I just bring it down a little bit, take that fluffy and bridge it together with that blush. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty? We're going to take that brightening here, and we're just going to go right on this inner corner and right here. So I corrected with my main highlight on this side. It's do whatever you want. And then I'm going to pull this down and just, it's whatever you want. They kind of look the same. So it's whatever you want. I think this actually looks a little bit brighter than this side, but it could be a lighting thing. I don't know. But it's whatever you want. I need to get more lights. That is something I plan to be getting this month, is some new lights. There we go. All right, we're going to do lips, but main highlight using Frenchie. You decide. I don't know. Tell me what you think. I'm going to probably keep doing Frenchie. I feel like I have less product under this eye. I don't know. I don't really see a big difference, so either one will work. I say try it out. All right, we're going to take that detail brush. We're going back into our contour. I'm going to pop that right down here. I really just like a little shadow right down here. Do you see how it just creates, and it looks like I've got, it just accentuates that little shadow, makes your lip look a little fuller. Then I'm going to go right above my Cupid's bow with it. It shouldn't look like an outer line. You know, when you draw that lip line outside, you can see that you outlined your lip too much. So I do that with a shadow instead, and it just accentuates that little area. We're going to take the small end, go into our brightening, bing, bang, boom, 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 boom. All right. Just touching that up. Okay, gonna line it. I'm gonna use my contour, although I have my bronzer in here. Let's do that. Okay, we're gonna mix our bronzer. If you have it laying around, you're not using it right now, use it as a lip liner. I think I bought too much. There we go. And we're gonna line with our bronzer that we didn't use on our face. Like that. Easy peasy. And everything's just right here. So if you want to try this makeup, here's my thing. There's a lot of creams out there, and I see a lot of people using Merit. I've used Merit. Here's what my take is on Merit. It's a great, creams are a wonderful product. If you have changing skin, you're going to get a cream and it's going to work with your skin. Changing is going to change with you. I found Merit to be a little more greasy than Saint. Would it be a deal breaker for me? No, I could fix it with enough setting powder probably, but I just found it more greasy than Saints. I also don't like the fact that I can take these and I can melt them. I can swirl through and pick up brush particles, hair part. Like, let's be real. We're putting a bristle in here. Things get in your makeup. You can't clean the stick foundations the way you can clean Saint. You're looking through a bag, still trying to find all the things. I like the convenience of having everything in one place. Also, it's twice the price of Saint. Merit is, I believe, $32 a color. OG is $60 for one stick. I like that it's 16, 16, 16, 16. I like that it is an affordable makeup and it's a cream makeup. So if you're looking into creams and you're like, gosh, I want to try one, I don't know which one, I say try Saint because it's an affordable test. It's kind of like trying out setting sprays or dry shampoos. You try the travel size first rather than going and buying the big size. That's how I do. That's what I do for all my hair product and for different setting sprays. I try the travel size first. This is essentially a travel size cost if you're wanting to try a cream makeup to see how it works with your skin, because when you're going from powders like Bare Minerals or you're going from liquid foundations, it's different. You need to give it the time for your skin to adjust to a new kind of product on your skin, and you need to give yourself time to adjust to how to apply a different makeup. I have been seeing people put their liquid foundations on with their fingers, and it is enough to make me want to scream. If you want a better finish, like if you're going to use the liquid foundations, use a brush, use a beauty blender. Don't, gross. Gross. Okay? Like we just licked our finger and smeared it under our eye. Don't, ugh. Ugh. If you're using this, like I'll use the tip of my finger, but I'm not like, ugh. Ew. And I don't like the finish. I personally, and this is why I changed makeup. This is why I was always trying the next makeup. I don't like the finish of liquid foundation on my skin. What your skin looks like with it, that's your skin. My skin's not your skin's not your friend's skin. And if you like the finish, that's great. For me, it didn't look like this. When I put it on, it didn't look like this. And I just hated the idea of putting so much on. And I was also getting a lot of cystic acne, and I couldn't fix it because all I was doing was trying to cover it with foundation and powder and concealer and then powder. And then there was blush and then there was contour. So I was piling so much on my face. And now I have horrible acne scarring. We'll see if that gets fixed with this skincare. I've tried a lot of different skincares with my scarring and nothing's worked so far. I've seen results on a friend of mine with this, and I had to try it. All right, we're taking Baby Watermelon on the lips with bronzer. I've been liking this. I like a little color on my lip, and I don't outer line. I let that shadow I put on do it for me. That's what it's doing. When you outer line, you're making your lips look bigger. Why not do that with a shadow rather than a hard line? And I like the way my lips look. Then I go and I take balm and I like it. The oil that Saint had, it's coming back when? I have no idea. So if you're holding out for it, you had a dentist appointment the other week. The bottom half of your face got all big. Yep. Okay, no problem blending. That's the other nice thing. With regular makeup, oh my gosh. It looks like when I would leave the dentist, because that was like the big thing, like, do I do my makeup? No, I'm not going to wear my lipstick. It almost looked like it chipped off like clay. When after they were done like doing all the things, I had this weird, and you can't go and get your foundation and just like touch up that area, but you can when you're with creams. I'm not going to say with Saint, just Saint, like Merit, OG, Fenty. I haven't tried Fenty yet, but you can spot treat and fix up without having to redo your whole face, which is so nice. But when this comes back, I'm really hoping it's during the summer because this is so good for by the pool. You can take resetting your Supergoop resetting powder, resetting spray, depending on your skin type, and this together, and you don't have to worry about bringing your palette and it melting. Because sunscreen in your makeup, sunscreen in your lotion is great prep, but you're supposed to reapply it every 2 hours. You gonna put your makeup on every 2 hours? Or on top of your makeup and then on top? This is the makeup you want to get into for spring and summer because I go by the pool. Do I look like this by the pool? No, but I'm going to do my brows. But I will say the titanium dioxide that's in Saint's makeup creates a sunblock. So I'll burn everywhere else because I'm so bad at reapplying my sunscreen. My face doesn't burn. And so I use the SPF for skincare, but I use my resetting spray and resetting powder to keep the SPF on my face, and it resets my makeup when it's hot, but I will not burn. So if you're looking for something for vacation, it's all TSA approved. Put it in your carry-on. If you check it, it'll get stolen. All of my customers that have checked their makeup have had their makeup stolen. And then you got to buy all the makeup again. And that's not fun. So on the 17th, that's this Sunday, this is the time to get color matched. Because on the 17th, they're doing a gift with purchase. Is it this big, incredible gift? Probably not. If you're wanting my guess on what it is, it's probably going to be an illuminator or an eyeshadow or a hairpin. They had this Easter egg picture posted, so I'm guessing. And I think it's whatever's available. So one, they'll give out enough, run out of that, go get. So it's different. It's going to be different for everybody. You don't know what you're going to get. I don't know what you're going to get at all until you open your box. So Sunday, if you spend $100, you get a gift with purchase. So let's get a color match. You want to try it anyways and get a little goodie in your box. That's nice. So we're just going to get the brows just like that. Bing, bang, boom. If there's any questions about a color match, all I need is a makeup-free selfie. That's it. It's totally private. I have a form to fill out. There's a link in the description. And look at how pretty this eyeshadow came out too. It's really not so bad now that I have my makeup on. All right. I was a little worried about it because I really like the brightness of Kiss, and Moscow is just a little more warm, more of a fall color. More of a fall color. All right. Putting this on. Boom. I love putting my eyebrows on. Makes me feel put together. I could conquer the world with my eyebrows on. I can. All right. So the 17th on Sunday, let's do a color match or a rematch. Get you ready for summer. Some people are already getting their summer colors. I'm getting really mad at you East Coast Florida people that are like, oh, it's already so hot here. I've been by the pool and I just kind of hate you a little bit. Because here it's raining. We had sideways rain yesterday. It's been a hot mess. I'm ready for summer. Our summer doesn't hit where I live until July. Yay, you reordered Athens. Yes. Oh, I love Athens. I can't wait. I love it when I get to Hazel in the summer. It's good stuff. That's when I know I've gotten some color. I don't know if I'll get any color before our vacation in the summer because we're getting our house painted. Tried to get our house painted last year, and if you guys were around for that, we found out our entire west side of our house was rotted. That's fun. All right, let's set this face. I'm going to go with my setting spray, and then we're going to go into the powder while it's still damp. We're going to set on the outside first. Okay, you like to mix Athens and tan lines. Ooh, I haven't tried that. That'd be fun. Go lay in a tanning bed just to get there. Who knows? I can't do that. Okay. Boom. I'm going to go to my main highlight and my brightening together, and we're just going to bring this down. Bridge the neck lightly using a fluffy brush. Boom. Super easy. All right. That's my face. This is a good everyday look. I used eyeshadow as an eyeliner. I like when I have stuff around my eyes, the smokiness underneath the eyeliner. I like that look. I feel like I got old lady eyes when I don't, and I don't want old lady eyes. I just let everything else fall and look old, but not my eyes. So here's the deal. If you're thinking of trying creams, try one that's $16 and also get a custom color match from me. We'll talk about what you want out of your makeup. This is my palette, but it's not your palette. We can fill this with whatever you want. You may not need any color correcting, and then you're putting your lip and cheeks right here, and then your custom eyeshadows here. You don't need a palette with just 2 colors out of 12 that you're actually using. You can customize the shit out of this thing, and it's a good makeup that's affordable. And it lasts. This will last just as long as traditional makeup, if not more. If you don't wear your makeup every day, this will last. I have people that have had their makeup for 2 years. I'm waiting for them to reorder. But this is a good quality makeup because you're using so little. You're not going to have that heavy textured makeup look. It will if you put too much on, like anything. All things in moderation, and you can put, this is 80% pigmentation. This is more pigmentation than Merit, than OG, than Fenty. This is twice the pigmentation. It has 80%. Theirs is roughly 40%. They say it's double the pigmentation of foundation, which is 18%. So I'm going to go with roughly 40% pigmentation. This is 80. So you're going to use, and that's probably why Merit felt greasy, is because I had to use a little more than I was used to using with Saint because I needed it to cover my stuff. I also don't like smearing the sticks on my face. And then if I'm pressing the brushes in, you can't clean stick foundation. You're not gonna be able to melt that down, swirl it, and pour it back into a tube. It's just not gonna happen. You can fully clean, melt, and use 100% of the products that you want. You're not gonna have to dig down into, it's like a tube of lipstick. You know, when you get to the bottom, then you have to dig down into it to use it. You won't have to do that with this. This is all right here for you. If you want a cleaning your tins tutorial, comment clean, and I'll link it for you. If I'm not going to say comment match to find out all the details. This is Saint Makeup. I will match you. I will check in on you. I want to know how you're doing with it. Your Sephora girl doesn't do that. And your Sephora girl doesn't give 2 toots how your makeup's doing. And I want to help you. I want you to love your makeup. I want you to have fun with your makeup. Remember when makeup was fun? Remember when we had fun? We can have fun again. And it's just fun makeup. And I love getting on here on Mondays. I'm so glad I was able to come here today. So I'm going to go and tear down some more of my classroom. I'm not going to cry about it. And and that's it. That's my face today. So this was pretty easy. I know it's long. Mondays are always long. But cheers. Cheers to a good gosh darn week. Gosh. Gush. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great day. All right. Have a great day.